Well done, Kima. Congratulations. Good to see this mare back in the winners list. From my understanding, she couldn't get in foal. She was decided to come back into work, and she's run some excellent races, and each run she sort of keeps getting better, and nice to see her back tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much. She's like you said, I think they tried for 2 years to get her in foal, and she just couldn't get in foal. So they gave her another go, and Ake's done a really good job with her, and I'm really happy, to get the drive on her. And she has been racing really well without a great load of luck. So it was definitely her turn tonight.
Yeah, well, she's sort of got up to a pretty high level, hasn't she, as a race mare? And as we know, especially when you're trying to mix the breeding barn and racing, at times it can really play on their system a little bit. And it's probably just taken her a little while to really get back into the swing of things that I'm now a racehorse again.
Yeah, no, for sure. She was off it for a long time off the racetrack, and big credit to Ake there. He's just so patient with horses like this, and he just he knows what he's doing. So yeah, big credit to him.
Mares also, they can get a little bit, I suppose, a bit fat inside, and sometimes it takes a bit more work to trim them up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, all girls has got a mind of their own, so I think she probably has that too.
What about tonight? You had it pretty easy, found the lead and pretty much controlled the race.
Yeah, no, there was very little pressure, and she just had it on her own terms, and she could sprint home. So it was a well-deserved win for her because she's been going good.
Well done to King Solomon and Gavin Lang, the winning driver. Lovely performance. He's a very nice horse. We saw him compete once again in some of the classics earlier on. Went to Mildura, had a break, and he's come back 2 runs and 2 wins. Well done.
Thanks, Rob. Yeah, he's when he first came out from New Zealand, he came out with a bit of a reputation and was good as a 3-year-old. Went AWOL for a little bit, and but his 2 runs this preparation indicate that he's on the right track, so very pleasing.
Had a bit of a battle on his hand, but he responded with the other horse outside him.
Yeah, no, he did indeed. A bit of pressure along the back, and I'd done my share of work early, so we didn't really need that, but to the horse's credit, he battled out very well.
So well done, well timed, and well done to the horse who's been racing well.
Yeah, no, thanks, Rob. Yeah, it was a pretty close. I don't like those close ones, but no, she was good. I didn't really think I was going to get into it when they went so slow up front, and was lucky enough to get a good drag into it, and she just got hanging a little bit, but to her credit, she knuckled down.
She's been very consistent horse, hasn't she? She's always been thereabouts and competed well.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Tonight was the first time I've sat on her too, so like you said, she's been a real consistent mare, and onwards and upwards.
Okay, later on, still got a couple of more drives to go.
Yeah, no, I've got a couple more Lilses. I just enrolled. He was a good winner here last start, but he's drawn outside the front. He's got a pretty tough rush tonight with Sparkling Success and Mary Law and that in it. But look, if he goes as good as he did last week, he'll try his hardest.
Yep, and what was the other one that you've got in?
On Fast Forward, a bit later. He's going good. He's 1-3 on the trot. He's got a bit of a tricky draw out the back. Kheiron went pretty good here last week. So, look, it might be a bit tough, but hopefully he can get a good drag into it like this mare did tonight, and hopefully he's running on good.
"28 wins from 96 starts. He's taken his prize money now just over the 280,000, and he just continues to turn up. Loves to race well fresh. It seems his best racing early in his campaign, and he probably feels a few little aches and pains as he goes along, but he's just been a wonderful horse, Chris, and I can only speak the highest adjectives to describe him. He's just been a great horse.
Yeah, that's true, and as you said, they don't win 28 races if they don't have any ability, and he hasn't raced since last September, so turn up first up, no trials. David did a great job getting him up and ready, and then he said he dropped him at Clayton's a couple of weeks ago, and he's gone on and won first up.
Oh, amazing training feat for everyone involved, as you mentioned, coming here first up. Not normally he's racing pattern driven with a sit behind the leader, slow tempo, just a dash up the straight, but he certainly produced well fresh.
He did. He sort of struggled a little bit when he got to the sprint lane, but then the last 100 when he straightened up, he really hit the line well.
Chris Finozio is just doing an amazing job, not only as a trainer but a driver. He's a very talented young man, and I'm sure he's taking it all before him. The stakes keep getting higher, don't they, Chris? You drive good horses and people have expectations that they're going to go out and win every time, and it doesn't work that way. And it's when you're at this level, sometimes you've just got to work them up to a point where you're aiming for. And I thought his 2 runs leading up to tonight have been absolutely superb. And tonight was still good. I think there's still more to come, but I think he got the job done, and that's all he needed to do.
Yeah, that's right. Meaty, he was able to give him 8 weeks off and just brought him up with plenty of time. He's worked it all out perfectly, and this was the race he won last year and really sort of stamped himself as one of the top horses, and to get it done again tonight when he's not far off travelling overseas is just fantastic.
Interested to get your comments about the race. I mean, obviously you drew the second row, and just watching you from the start, you obviously had a mindset that you were going to try to press forward. And talk us through the race.
Obviously Mary Law, he's a top horse, and he was going to be hard to beat if he found the front or was in front of me. And I was hoping I could get somewhere close enough to him, and I was pretty happy I could get to the front and make him sit outside me.
Yeah, you nearly lobbed in a 1 out 2 back. I think you half thought about it, but then decided to pull the trigger.
Yeah, I thought I was going to have to sort of force Gav onto the front, but I was happy enough to do a bit of work with him tonight. He's third up, and Meaty thought he was just getting back to his top, so I was happy to do a bit of work on him early, and he felt terrific.
You would have been surprised that you got there first.
I was rapt to get there. Yeah. Yep.
And how did he feel?
He was just felt terrific. He never wins by big margins, and he did it great. Just a terrific run for him.
Just on the turn, it was just a stride or two. Looked like you sort of went for him. He didn't sort of respond straight away.
I didn't really ever go for him too hard. He was always travelling pretty good. You don't know when it's been a long time. It's a long time since he's won with his spell and bringing him back up. But it's good when they get the job done.
He's done a marvellous job with him, Lance, and Greg's got a nice little knack with him as well. Tucked him away, enjoyed a beautiful trip, got the sprint lane run and finished off the job to win.
Yeah, that's right. No, very handy if I can keep getting those sort of runs with him week in, week out. I'm sure he'll keep visiting you. But no, we gave Lance a big rap last week, so we won't give him too much credit tonight.
Well, he's here to listen to us, so we better not over wrap him up. I'll have a chat with you in a moment, Lance. But gave you a good feel throughout to Greg. You really couldn't ask for a more sweeter run.
No, that's right. I mean, the way the horse hit the line last week, you knew tonight on paper it looked like he was going to get the run of the race, and he only had to run up to that performance last week, and he was always going to be hard to beat, and that's exactly the way it panned out.
Going really well. That was only his third win over the middle distance trip, so he's won quite a number of races, more over the shorter courses. Tonight we saw a little bit more of a different dimension to him. He seemed to have settled quite well in front, travelled well, and he was challenged and he fought really hard.
Yeah, he did, Rob. He sort of tended to do that in his last few runs. He's just started to settle. We stayed the fence there 2 starts ago, and he settled reasonably well. And he had to burn sort of pretty quick tonight out the gate, but then he got a good quarter in, so he's getting better and better every start. And I know that the middle distance probably doesn't suit him as much, but he proved tonight that he's getting stronger and stronger. Yeah,
no doubt. He looked to be in a bit of bother. He certainly got tested. I mean, a 26.9 down the back straight was certainly going to leave him vulnerable, but to his credit, he dug very deep.
He did. I suppose when you look at the sectionals down the back, Kheiron's horse was 3 wide doing that sort of work, and we were on the fence, so it probably benefited him to a certain degree, but he was strong enough to hold him off and fight up the lane.
He did it strong. He began brilliantly. He found the lead. He travelled strong. He responded when Chris asked him to kick, and all in all, it was just a perfect result.
Yeah, it was terrific, Rob. He came out really well, and once he got the front, he was in control. Even though he had that horse sort of racing in front of him all the way, he was nice and relaxed. And yeah, when it was time to go at the top of the straight, he really kicked well.
He's had a great season. That was his 6th win from 13 starts, 4 placings on top of that. So he's only missed a place 3 times this season, and 2 of those 3 were in his first 3 starts.
Yeah, he just was a bit fresh when he first came back this year, and Peter and Anita have done a great job to get him where he is, you know, size stakes final, and now Breeders' Crown to go with that.
No, he's been a lovely horse all round, and tonight, as you mentioned, he just felt good, and there's no reason. Is this horse a chance of progressing sort of, would we have a look at the Inter-Dominion, or a bit soon for him?
Yeah, he's going to be 5, so, you know, I think he's having a bit of a break now, and I'd say that they'll try and aim him for that, and he, you know, the way he's improving, he'd keep up with him good.
What can I say? I suppose as a driver, you probably can take us through it, Mark. You can let us know where you were in the run, where you were once the first lot of interference occurred, and then the second, because watching the race, I wasn't sure what I was watching because they were going all over the place. So you can let us all know where you were.
You know, thanks, Rob. Yeah, no, we was 3 back to fence at that time, you know, and the leader or either shied away at something or, you know, something happened there. But we elected to stay behind the leader once we all settled down again. And then, you know, it was probably a good position to be. You know, the one's been racing well, and, you know, this mare, you know, she's a pretty consistent mare, and, you know, she only needed a bit of luck tonight to be in it. But, you know, obviously that horse shying away, you know, helped us a lot. But, you know, she was going to run a nice race either way.
I'm having a bit of a laugh, a bit of luck. I think a lot went right tonight, didn't it, for her? But great for Nikita and the Ross family and everyone involved. I mean, she's been a lovely mare, and to win a race of this calibre, it's pretty special.
Yeah, no, that's right. It is very special. You know, they're not just slouches, these horses. You know, they're the best mares, you know, for the 4-year-old season. So, you know, it's great to be in them.
Great result for Chris Finozio. Just continues to top off what's been an amazing season for him. And, of course, tomorrow night's even a bigger one with, of course, the Breeders' Crown with Anywhere Hugo. And he's certainly in there with a great hope. And to win this race tonight's just another testament to his training ability.
Yeah, no, for sure. Chris is doing a great job with his team, you know. And you know, I was lucky enough to get the drive on this horse tonight. You know, I'd like to thank everyone that, you know, gave me the opportunity to drive this horse.
Doing a fantastic job, great drive. Horse showed some good gate speed, didn't come out at all at Kilmore the other night when the track was a little bit wet, it was a bit sluggish, but was able to work to the front. Tonight from Barrier 1, showed terrific gate speed.
Yeah, actually, warmed up quite a bit keener today than what he usually has, whether that was because I chased him out a bit hard at Kilmore, but team's done a good job backing him up from Kilmore and bringing him here and to run a good time tonight. It's real good, and you know, always confident tonight. You know, wet track the other day, it sort of showed its toll, and it's good to come here tonight and get another winner.
Yeah, you decided to make it a real test, in particular for the favourite, and really made him chase you hard.
Yeah, well, we didn't have to bustle the gate. Like, I come out strong, but we didn't run a real solid for sort of 600, so to speak. So when Chris opted to come, I thought I'd sort of put the foot down and make him really work around there, and thankfully it played off. You always got to respect one of Emma and Clayton's, and when they come here, they're always in good order.
Vincent shoots clear now. Is this a star on the rise? Vincent brains them. Vincent by 15. How big was that, Vincent? That was outstanding.
Heaven Rocks Titan better. It's an all-stars show in the Auckland Cup, and Vincent too good.